Hello, we are Seth Boyle
Will Frazier.
and Matt Brame.
and this is our 2023 Iowa Tech Fair presentation.
First up was chord progressions. We wanted to make sure we had a cool sounding chord progression that fit our style of song.
For the drum beat, I played the drums and I quickly figured out what I wanted to do. I have a lot of experience in drumming, and this part was very easy for me.
For the melody and bass lines, I am a new guitarist and we wanted to make it a more simple type of deal for bass line and just guitar that sounded good.
For the vocals, we're not very good at singing yet, so we wanted to make some simple, easy to sing vocals.
Our first idea for a title and what the song was about someone in a relationship. We started writing the lyrics, though, and found it was a hard topic to write about for us. Because of this, we changed our idea.
The next topic was someone, preferably someone our age, being exceptionally good at something or gifted, and we stuck with it.
Yeah, for writing, we had to write the lyrics and we all contributed to it.
In the meaning of the title, we wanted this to be vague but intriguing.
For recording, we used a software on the computer called Studio One, where Seth's brother paid for it a while ago and it has been used since, and it's for editing and mixing and creating the whole song.
Next is the presonus. This is what we use to input all of the sound through. It's basically a little box. We would take an input cord and put it in a guitar and then plug the other end in a presonus. Then we could take a cord compatible with the computer and plug it into the presonus and the computer. This would mean that as soon as any sound was played through the guitar or anything else, it would go straight to the computer and be recorded.
For the microphones, we used these to record the drums and the vocals. We used a different microphone for the drums and vocals because they pick up various levels of sound, like louder sounds and softer sounds.
Next up was the tracks. We had 5 different tracks, and the first one was the drum beat. And since I've been drumming for 7 years, this was quite simple to think of. After a bit of research, I found a good bass beat that I could branch off of. After trying a couple of things, settled on a syncopated bass drum hi-hat beat.
For the guitar tracks, we had 2 different electric guitar tracks, the rhythm guitar and the lead guitar. The rhythm guitar held the beat and kept the song together, while the lead guitar was the melody of the song.
Next was bass guitar. We wanted to have a bass line like the rhythm guitar that would blend in with the rest of the song.
Then lastly, the vocals. It was the hardest part because we are not very good at singing. And yeah, we're just not very good singers.
Lastly was mixing. For the volume, we had to make sure all of the vocals were the same volume and that the instruments weren't overpowering.
For tone or effects, there are a lot of things we needed to do. For example, Melodyne helped us with our vocals. When we were flat, we could change it slightly to make sure it sounded good.
For cutting, we cut out all of the mistakes and made sure it wasn't over the time limit, and also cut out all the extra seconds of the recordings.
For the feedback, we showed our song to our family, and the top comment was to sing louder and more clear.
But overall, it was received very well. For our first year, they thought we did very good.
We faced many challenges along the way. The first was extreme latency. We did not think we needed to start this project, but once we did, we found we had a lot to do in a very short amount of time.
Second is we couldn't find the supplies needed, like we needed microphone, extra cords, and we needed usable headphones.
Another thing is we couldn't work together until it was almost too late because of everyone's schedules.
And the vocals were very difficult because we didn't really like how our voices sounded, and it was very difficult to record and re record them.
Things we learned. Metronome. We needed to stay in time with the metronome to sound anything good.
And we needed to learn how to write lyrics and how difficult that was.
And lastly, effects, mostly Melodyne, which helped with their vocals